Which of the following compounds contain both ionic and covalent bonds? And then we have basically a, A through D type of example here. Would it be sodium hydroxide, NaOH? Who is this? Ethane, which is C₂H₆, lithium hydride, LiH, or methane, CH4. We just have to make sure that they got both bonds. So let's start off with ionic, right? Now, ionic bonds can come in many different shapes and sizes. The idea with ionic bonds is you have to have a direct positive and a direct negative in there. Basically, when you learned how to make your compounds, right, with metals and nonmetals, and you had like a plus charge and you had a negative charge and you crisscrossed them, those were direct charges. All of those guys that you made those compounds like that way back in the day, those were all ionic bonds. And the generality is that an ionic bond would come from a metal plus a nonmetal. Now, does this work 100% of the time? No, there are exceptions. The main exception would be aluminum. So if you have aluminum on there, you just got to watch out for, who aluminum is bound to. It might not be an ionic bond. But I don't see any aluminum here, so it's all good. But now let's go see, do I have metals and do I have nonmetals? Well, for the first one, I do have a metal, right? I do have Na. This is where knowing where your metals are and where your nonmetals are on the periodic table, that's going to help you out a lot. That was also way back in the day. Chemistry is cumulative. Yay. But anyway, so we have sodium, right? Sodium is a metal. Oh boy, what was that? Okay. Sodium is a metal. And I got an oxygen, right? I have a hydrogen. So I have nonmetals as well. So that's good. So this one, has at least an ionic bond. I go down to here, carbon and hydrogen. Well, both of these guys, carbon and hydrogen, these are all nonmetals. And by definition, covalent bonds. And basically these don't really have, well, of course, I don't want to say that it doesn't have exceptions, but for the most part, anytime that you see that you have a nonmetal plus another nonmetal, it's going to be covalent. And carbon, nonmetal, hydrogen, nonmetal, this is just covalent bond. Right? So we have no ionic bonds. I don't see any metals here, so this one's out. Lithium hydride. Lithium is in group 1. It's an alkali metal, so AKA it's a metal. So we have a metal. Hydrogen is the nonmetal, so we know that this one has at least an ionic bond. So that one's still in the running. And the same thing as B, right? These compounds both had carbons and they both had hydrogens. Both are nonmetals. So we don't have the metal here, so it would just be a covalent bond. And now we're down 50-50, just like that. Now we just got to find out of these two, which one also has the covalent bonds. Now, keep in mind that for lithium hydride, this one came from Li+, right, and H-. They're both in group 1 on the periodic table, which means that they have an oxidation state of +1. And those are your direct charges. You had a lithium that was plus, a direct positive. You had H that was, H, that's a plus. No. When it's bound with the metal, it's got to be a minus, right? Because opposites attract. Oh, yeah. So we have Li plus H minus. That's the ionic bond. But there's no other elements left over, right? This hydrogen is part of the nonmetal of the ionic bond. There's nothing else. So this hydrogen is just going with the lithium. That's just the ionic bond. This one has no covalent bonds to it. There's not enough elements there. Which means that NaOH has to be the one. And if we just look into it, we have Na plus as the metal, And OH should look very familiar. OH minus is one of your polyatomic ions. That's hydroxide. And just know, as like a rule of thumb, inside polyatomics, inside polyatomic ions are always covalent bonds. So, mainly because you're polyatomic, we'll say are covalent bonds. Mainly because all your polyatomics are going to be nonmetals. So how those polyatomic ions are held together has to be a covalent bond. So you have the ionic between the sodium and the whole hydroxide, but between the oxygen and the hydrogen of the polyatomic, that's the covalent bond. So just basically watch out for, if you see covalent bonds, or if you see polyatomics, you know that you have some covalent bonds. If you got a metal in there, then you got both. And that's why NaOH is the final answer. I hate that this is going over the positive, but not anymore. Okay. I had to. If you know me, you know me. So yeah, thank you so very much. I hope this helped you out. Let me know in the comments. I love helping you guys out. And yeah, if you guys aren't on the website, or if you haven't checked out the website and you want more practice problems like this, my brother and I have curated a lot of practice problems just to help you guys ace those tests and quizzes, and we're there every step of the way. The website is called glazersguide.com, and the link is in the description and at the end of the video, with the beautiful outro music that I think you guys might like. Let me know what you think of it. And yeah, I'll see you on the website. Go check it out. And you know who'll be there? Me. Me and Andrew. So we'll see you there, and I hope you have a great day, okay? All right, keep studying hard. You got this. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
For more practice and for more fun, go to glazersguide.com.
And for more practice and for more fun, come on, go to glazersguide.com.